Hello, my name is Sucket, and we are playing Godslapper's Paradise, and there's quite a bit I want to do today. First thing I want to do is I want to set up wireless access to our refined storage system. We're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need one of these wireless transmitters, first of all, and we might as well just make a recipe for it. It's not like we're short on crafter space. Here we go. Shouldn't take long. Now we're gonna pop this up right here. It'll be, relatively central. We should be able to, once we have this upgraded all the way, right now it's 16 blocks. I assume that's just radius and it goes all the way up and down. I don't actually know that for a fact. We're also going to want a wireless crafting grid. Probably not with a pink crafting grid though. Here it is. We're also going to need some range upgrades. I wonder if we get them as the quest. No, we don't get a quest reward for that. That's okay. Of course, you get everything with orange, right? Now, these are from mechanism. That's not what we're looking for. This, though, this I think is exactly what we're looking for. We're gonna make a recipe for this. We're gonna want 4 of these. Each one of these will significantly increase the range. Not to a banana's extent, but we should be able to access our system from pretty much anywhere in and around our house. Now we can equip this thing. We can put it in a curio slot, and or we could just stick it right in the charm. Yeah. And there should be a keybind. Let's see. Find storage add-ons. Open wireless crafting grid. We're going to do 5 on the keypad. Network not found. That's because we don't have it hooked up to anything. So we should take it right back out. And I think all we do is right-click it. Network not found. Maybe we have to shift right-click? Let's find out. The wireless crafting grid is out of energy. We might have to charge this thing up. But that should be easy enough. Zoop. Let's get it back in our inventory here. Yep, wonderful. And now, each one of these is going to give us 8 more blocks radius. So we should be able to see it from over here. Yep. And we should certainly be able to use it from over here. Yeah, wonderful. So I set up some source generation over here. We got another entangled block hooked up to the jungle door downstairs that's full of the blazing archwood. We are going to get into the spells. Now this is an older version of Ars Nouveau for those of you playing, modded in the latest version. The spell glyph mechanics are a little different. We're gonna need, first of all, something called a glyph press. You don't use the scribe's table. The scribe's table has some random uses. Okay, so we're gonna need a piston. Let's get that going. And what was that? That's just stone. Okay. 1 glyph press. Now the glyph press, depending on the tier, uses tier glyph uses one of 3 different kinds of clay, and an amount of source and something else to make the glyphs. We're gonna want to be doing this with our worn notebook, which I don't even know that I've made yet. Can we get it? Let's, not really, huh? Now, I came down here because we're gonna need to program some recipes anyway. We're gonna make ourselves a worn notebook. Oh, we'll need to make a book. No big whoop. Oh, we have a worn notebook. Okay, very good. Now we're going to want to make recipes for 3 kinds of clay. We're going to want this magic clay. This is the most basic. And then the marvelous clay is the second tier. It uses the previous tier. And the mythical clay is the third tier and uses one of the tier 2 and so on. So we might as well just go ahead and make a stack of the magic. I'm pretty sure there are more than 64 glyphs. We'll just grab them. And the way you do this is real simple. We'll go here to tier 1 spells. Projectile, it tells you that you start with projectile, self, touch. Underfoot, we don't start with though. We would need a stone pressure plate. So let's look that up. Where is the stone? Boy. Here it is. Not even on the first page. Now what you do is you first put in the clay, then you put in whatever, and it just does its thing. There's a little animation, and you get your glyph. Now we can't do anything with it yet, because we're going to need a spell book. So we're going to make another book. Here we go. And let's look them up here. So we've got the novice tier, which uses a book and some basic iron tools. Here we go. Here's our novice spellbook. There's no reason not to upgrade it to the tier 2. We would upgrade it to the tier 3, but we don't have all the materials yet. With the tier 2 spellbook, we can learn tier 1 and tier 2 glyphs. And don't lose the spellbook in this, because here they're keyed to the spellbook, not the player. So we've learned some glyphs, and the first spell I want to make, you can have up to 10 spells. I want Touch Dispel. We're going to call it Touch Dispel. Now you can see that's our selected spell. Our sylph has been stuck out here. She's still generating stuff, she just looks silly. So we can cast a spell on her to get the charm back. Use it right over again on the summoning crystal, and now she's in out of the rain. How are you doing? She's extremely happy. Now the level 2 glyphs, you do exactly the same way. You just use the level 2. You just use the level 2 clay. Some of the level 2 glyphs will use level 1 glyphs. Just you won't be able to shift-click them into your spellbook again once the glyph is in here. It won't accept the same glyph again, so it won't just eat them. Now there are a couple more spells that I want to get together. Always could use projectile light. That's always very handy to be able to place lights at a distance. So I'll go ahead and make that. We're going to make a self heal. Now we got all these augments we can add. We're going to amplify it, and we're going to extend the time. Extend time with heal will give a regen effect. We'll call it self heal. And then we're going to do another one. This will be self. Where's that fishy? There it is. Aquatic. This basically gives you, gives you water breathing. It's pretty good. We'll make it last a long time. Now we're just going to call it underwater. Now, the more glyphs you have, the more mana you have access to in your bar there. You can also get things like mana boost on your gear that will increase that pool. And each time you upgrade the spellbook, it'll increase. Now the next thing I want to do is start getting into the Advent of Ascension dimensions. We haven't found, these are actually pretty common, but we haven't found one. Apparently there's one 47 blocks away. Now they're usually down Like Y15-ish. Shouldn't be too far. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Ancient rock. Wonderful. And there should be a guy down here. Hey, buddy. Are you hungry? Why don't you have a little crust? Oh, you didn't like the crust of bread. You didn't like the crust of bread? Really? Dude. I brought a crust of bread down here just for you because I thought it would be funny, and now you don't want it. I have a waystone. Yeah. We'll just lodge back upstairs. Get him. What does he want? He probably wants, like, vanilla or Advent of Ascension food. So let's go, call a room portal, I guess, because that's what it is. Let's get the boy a little fish. Oh, you know what? No, he did like it. He gave us the worn book. Wonderful. So we need to take a bunch of this stuff with us. Hey, hey. We got the quest complete. Very cool. I'm gonna throw that random ore in there. Now to make the portal, we're gonna need some of this rock. We're gonna need one each of these 5 carved runes. We found direction, travel, reality, and space. You can find those around. Mobs will occasionally drop them. The power, we gotta make ourselves. We can make a bunch of unpowered runes just with some runium chunks that we get from smelting the runium ore that we find in the overworld. We're going to need an Eye of Ender. And there we go. 1 carved rune of power. Now we completed some quests. There's some clay. There's some source gems. That's very nice. And over here, we get a little experience. Now we get some levels. Okay. Now the book, every time you open it, it'll give you a realm stone, assuming you don't already have a blank realm stone in your inventory. Here's the journal. Doody-doody-doo. Here's the traveler. You can learn all about him. Now we're going to set the portal up here. You need the carved rune of power, I want to say right there. And then I don't think the rest of it matters. We'll go up, up, and then we'll put a rune down and a rune down. And we'll go up, up, and we'll go over, and a rune. No, that's not quite what we want, is it? Let's see. I think it, well, it definitely has to be 1 taller. That's, so, we'll just put it up here, right? I think this is the correct shape. Now, to get the different rune stones, you have to do different things. You can right-click on a blank one, or you can check the quest log. We want, well, the nether counts, but that's not where we want to go. I want to go to Barathos. So we'll have to kill a husk. Ah, here we go. I'm not quite sure if it's kill a husk with the realm stone, or kill a husk with, yeah, okay, no, it's kill the husk with the realm stone. Come on. Boy, he's taking his time, isn't he? Yeah, okay. Now we got the Barathos realm stone. And now, assuming we did the portal correctly, we should be able to just right-click on the carved rune of power. Hear, little fancy music. Now we're just gonna stick the realm stone right in there. We're gonna hop in, and here we are. So I brought a mega torch. We definitely want one. The flyers are so annoying. So we're gonna want to make a waypoint here. There we go. And we're going to go right ahead and set up our digital miner. I'm going to turn the silk touch off. We're not going to want it to try to do clay, but we will go back to forge ores, right? And a radius of 32. We're going to power it. Most of the dimensions have ore. It's generally pretty rare. It can be, you know, grindy to get as much of it as you want. We're going to have a couple ways to deal with that in this pack. The first of which is the digital miner. I also want to make bees for all of the different materials, but that's something I've never done before. I'm not quite sure how it works. So okay, so there's 500 ores it saw, compared to, you know, what was it, 14,000 in the overworld in the same radius. It's running. Is it just taking it a minute? It doesn't have power. There we go. Now we're talking. I think pretty much the only... Well, okay, Baronite, Blazium, and Varsium. There's 3 ores here. This place has 3 ores. Some don't have any. Now, we got our monster balls. There are a couple of passives. Passive-like, I should say. They will despawn if you don't name tag them. So, sort of like squid. There are also a lot of hostiles. Like this guy. And we've just got, like, pretty basic swords here. So everything is going to take us a while. Okay, this thing is not violent. Aye! Go on, you. Crying out loud. There we go. Theraflies. Everybody's favorite. I should have made a magnet. I'm looking for one more passive mob, and they're not hard to spot. I didn't expect this. Well, gift horses and so on. There are a couple of structures from the Repurposed Structures mod that we'll see in some of these dimensions. I guess it's appropriate. I think this has husk spawners in it. Crying out loud. What? No shortage of them, huh? I'll deal with this one. This is a pleasant surprise. Alright, we got our jetpack on. Yes, we do. Now, the thing with these temples is they don't always work like you would expect them to. This one has a little bit of TNT there, but I bet there's more around. And there's might be some other way they have of being set off. I don't see anything. I don't hear any hissing. Let's see what we got. Okay, I had to organize things a little bit here. Here is our first spellstone. These things are cool. Passive, we're vulnerable to withering and void. I don't think we're around anything that's going to wither us or void us. So we'll go ahead and take the beneficial effects. There's a few of those. And they're quite handy. A magnetic ring. Perfect. Perfect. I was just like, we should get a magnet. We'll take that. We got funky music. We got a trans pride flag. Lovely. I want to say it's Quark that adds those. So thank you for that, Vasky. Alright. pretty fancy. There it is. Noble Emperor Beast. We're taking it home. Okay, this thing is done mining. Got a good amount of different kinds of ores. That's very exciting. We're going to take it home and process it. Now, I don't know if we can plant these yet or not. No, we need 86 farming. Okay. Now we're just going to put them down out here. Okay, we got an Emperor Beast. And I'll name you High Pockets Jr. They're big boys. They're big, big boys. Now we got Mr. Fussy here. Fantastic. So they shouldn't despawn, and our Drigme should get us all their fancy drops. And they have quite a few of them. Almost all of the mobs in the different dimensions have loot table rolls. It's not just like you get like rotten flesh plus gear or whatever. There's all kinds of things you can get, and there's mobs that, for instance, for Barathos, I believe, will roll on a regular Barathos table or a common one, and then there's a rare one. They're also quite loud. Now we're gonna need another Drigme area for hostile mobs. There's too many mobs for just one Drigme area. And in preparation for that, and for the ones we have already, all passives, we're gonna need just a few more doors. I got another little bit of trim in there, and we're gonna run more drawers around. Oh, we got a hive chunk. That's actually really cool that we're getting that from those guys. We need those. Copper coins are nice too. So this is just basically, crafting. We'll need a couple more things for it. Like, let's say we're getting a lot of this Blazium, right? So we could, with some Baronite and some hive chunks and some Blazium, make a Swarmatron. It fires, it's a blaster. It uses one of our resources. Pretty sure it's the yellow one. I'm not positive about that. We'd also need a blaster frame over here in this special slot. Well, we'd make this out of a frame bench. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a frame bench, huh? Let's see, where could it be? Black framed glass, a frame bench. Here we go. So we'll need an iron axe, and we'll need a pair of shears, and we'll need a crafting table. That'll give us our frame bench. And then we we make the parts in the frame bench out of this scrap metal that we've been accumulating. So we could go in here, let's make a helmet frame, and a chest plate frame, we'll make a leggings frame, and some boots frame. Now we can make some fancy armor out of this Blazium. And we're probably going to make a lot of stuff out of this first set of thing, but we are going to need to teach our system how to make padded cloth. So, I think probably beds are the cheapest. So we'll just make a recipe for that. And let's see how we do trying to make some cloth. Let's just see if we can make 10. Looks good. Now I'm pretty sure this thing works with JI. So, we'll need some Barsium too. They look very similar, don't they? Alright, let's try that again. So, Embrotium boots. The armor isn't as good. We will get increased spirit regen, and 25% to spirit regen at all time is pretty serious. But we're gonna be just kind of making, everything that we can. Let's get some cloth. And, we'll just put it on armor stands. If nothing else, it'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and craft this stuff. Alright, looks pretty fancy. Alright, back to Barathos. Holy crow. So there's this thing. I want to say it's full of Therafly spawners. Yeah, there's some right there. We're going to deal with the spawners first. I think there's a number of them. Might even be more. Here's the mineralization station. I think we can bring this with us. Yeah, wonderful. What do you do with it? Boy, I forget, huh? Alright. Loot at last. Loot is few and far between in these dimensions, so when you can find it, you want to take advantage. This one just seems to have some ingots. And a little barren glass. That'll make some nice lampshades. What else do we got? More chests. Okay, there's a hive chunk. The more of those we can find, the better. A little bit of glass. We don't really need to bring the ground with us, I don't think. Now, the hive chunks are important. We want to use them on a Therafly, I think. Is that what we do? Maybe not. Yeah, let's definitely use a hive chunk on a Therafly. That doesn't seem to... Oh, there we go. By use, it's left click. Alright. Alright, you jokers. Okay, we're back home. Just made our first Farmer's Delight pies. And there's two ways you can do these things. You can put them down and right-click them to eat a slice, or you can slice them up like that, eat them that way. Aha! So with the Baronite, we can make our first Great Blade. Great Blades are cool. They're slow. What's this, a Baron Sword? 20% chance to do, yeah, that's pretty neat too. We're going to need a Limonite Rod. That's pretty easy. Let's go back here. Yeah. They're pretty slow, but like you'll see, see how long that takes to fill up, but they're big. And bigger is always better, right? Now we can mitigate the slowness with, I think they're called Wind Force gauntlets. We'll need a bunch of different stuff here, including blue concrete powder, apparently. Is it just the powder we need? Yeah, okay. These you wear in your hand slot, and just like it says, it increases attack speed on a right-click toggle, and it has a durability. But we don't want to deal with durability. We want it to always be a thing. So we're going to make it Eternal Stella. You mine these up. You occasionally find stellarite. It's pretty rare. I think we got maybe half a dozen. But this will, when we apply this to something on a smithing table, I don't even think we have a smithing table. We'll have to make something. It'll apply, it'll basically make it last forever. Puts an enchantment on it. We'll see what it is. Right here, right? Indestructible. That's what we're looking for. So we'll right-click, and I think it's on. We'll put it up here. Yeah. That's a lot faster. Now we don't have the levels to get this onto this. We're gonna need 39. So I thought we would go ahead and make another realm stone. I want to go to Percasia. Let's see, which one is it? I don't know. Oh, they're in alphabetical order. Wonderful. We just need a blank realm stone and the first 6 vanilla saplings. And you can just use the same portal. Very fancy music. We'll hop on through. It's probably going to deposit us on top of a tree. There are a couple... The pottle. Yes, of course. There are a couple of mobs I'm looking for here that I'd like to bring back with us. There's a lot of things here. But what we're looking for... Wow. What do we just get? Oh, okay. We're looking for one of these, first of all, because they're cool, and I want one for the stable. Did we get it? We got it. And I'd also... We should be breaking those wherever we find them. There's a very rare drop from those that we're gonna want. Everything here hates you. There's no passive mobs. Except for these things. The little dragonflies. They are unbothered by you. There's like a triceratops looking thing too. This is very jumbled here in terms of time period, but also there are like giant snails, so we can just kind of accept that it's not real. Oh, there we go. Heartfruit seeds. Just what I was looking for. That was fast. Do keep in mind, this weapon has, when you can hit things with it, you can hit things from pretty far away. When I can hit things with it, I should say. There's nothing wrong with the sword. It's just... You know how it is, me and video games. Oh-ho. Here's one of the boss arenas. We'll have to mark this. Here's some spawner. They're like little birdies. I don't know if they can fly. I don't know if they drop anything interesting. There used to be a whole skill here around hunter mobs that you could only damage after you'd leveled the skill up to a certain point. That's not a thing in this version of Advent of Ascension. Oh, I think they're just kind of a curiosity. Oh, I see one. Let's hope we can get him. No. Come here. You. Very good. Yeah, we're gonna come down over here. Oh, we're gonna need gates, aren't we? Yeah. Alright. Now I think we can put the Darn it! I got a dire horn. I really thought Rats. Alright, we'll have to go back and try to find another one. Okay, you're fine now. You're fine. We can at least name you. There we go. Ah! Here we go. Let's make sure we got the right one this time. Okay, yeah, pterodon. Wonderful. Is there another one right now? It's one of those turtles. Boy, those things are rare. Okay. I think this guy will fit in one of the 3x3s. Let's just get up here so we can place him right down in the middle. Name him. Wonderful. Alright, we'll be done with him in a second here. Couple more slaps. Yeah. We got anything cool? Oh, we got Baron Chestplate. Nice. And we got the trophy. And that's what the trophy looks like. There's one for, you know, all the bosses. A nasty looking thing, isn't it? Good thing we were out of the way of those spines. And I think that's gonna about do it for this time, folks. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Alright, we finally got our sword enchanted up. So we're going back to Barathos. That's so fancy. Now we're out here looking for something specific. I didn't even grab the structure compass. Looking for the hive. Alright, it's not that far away. Oh, yeah, here it is. Now this thing, there's a boss to be had. There's a little altar down there. Oh, that's much better. But what we don't want to do is just go in there and, like, try to fight it heads up. Like, that's... no, we're not doing... So we're just gonna go down here. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's not that big. The Hive King. There's some of his ads. We're just gonna smack him down. See, these earlier bosses, like, if you take time to prepare, it's not so bad.